Dolls are a common child's toy that are made with the intention to entertain children. But why do we fear them? Is it because of their emotionless, fixed faces, forever portraying one solitary emotion? Or could it be the tons of dolls we've seen in horror, such as Chucky, Billy the Puppet, or maybe even a real-life example, Peggy? Well, in today's video, we are finally going to carry on the series where I tell you the full story of each of the four lords from Resident Evil Village. My name is Papa Jub, and welcome to the full story of Donna Beneviento and Angie. Ethan first meets Donna and Angie at the same place we're introduced to each of the lords, voiced by Andy Norris, who also voices Emily Beckoff. One of Chris's Hound Wolf squad appears sitting in the chair, with her beloved doll, Angie, voiced by Paula Rhodes, who also voices Evelyn from Resident Evil 7 and also did additional voices for GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2, probably meaning she voiced NPCs. Which could also possibly mean I've killed her about 100 times. How could I kill this lovely woman?
Seriously.
The man is of no real use to anyone else, and my daughters do so love entertaining fools. Furthermore, I can assure you that you'll trust the mortal house of yours. My daughters and I shall deliver you the finest.
Way ugly! I want to see! He's awake!
Both of you shut the fuck up!
What? Where?
You mean you'll screw around with him in private, and where's the fun in that? Give him to me, and I'll put on a show that everybody can enjoy.
Ugh, so gauche. What do we care for bread and circuses? The man thinks suffering is assured.
Yak, yak, if the man's dick is cut off in the castle, blah, blah, blah.
I've heard all your arguments. Some of you were less persuasive than others, but I've made my decision. Heisenberg, the man's fate is in your hands.
Mother Miranda, I must protest. Heisenberg is but a child, and his devotion to you is questionable. Give the mortal to me, and I will ensure he is ready.
Shut your damn hole! And don't be a sore loser! Go find your food somewhere else.
Quiet now, child. Adults are talking.
I'm the child. You're the one who's arguing with Miranda's decision!
You wouldn't know responsibility if it was welded
Oh,
to
keep
that
growing! One day your head might actually fit your ego!
Hey, don't I get a say in this?
Silence!
My decision is final. There will be no argument. Remember from whence you came.
Thank you. Lycans and gentlemen, we thank you.
A bit later in the game, after Ethan defeats Lady Dimitrescu, as seen in my last video, Duke will inform Ethan that his daughter Rosemary has been split into 4 different pieces, and each of them being contained in one of these jars. A bit after this, Duke will also notify Ethan that each of these jars are with each of the 4 lords, one of them being Donna Beneviento.
Did you learn anything? I found these feathers. Now tell me how to fix this like you said you would.
Settle down. First, you must use that key and collect all of your little roses flasks.
Where are the rest of them?
There are 4 in total. You have the one, and the other lords have the rest.
Lords?
Mother Miranda is the cold, calculating ruler of this village. 4 lords serve under her. The first you've already met, the Lady Dimitrescu. The second lives deep in a valley of mist, the doll maker, Donna Beneviento. None of her playmates have ever come back from that dank old estate. The third is Moreau, a being of twisted flesh that lives in the reservoir past the windmills. It is said that he is not the only monster that lives in those waters. The fourth and most dangerous is Heisenberg. He works in his factory on the village outskirts. And the project. Let's just say parts of the human imagination are better left alone.
After receiving this information, Ethan will enter through the gates leading to the Beneviento estate. However, Ethan will be greeted by a heavy fog and tons of graves, and maybe creepiest of all, dolls being hung from trees. Another thing Ethan will find is this pram. Keep this in mind for later. After crossing the bridge, Ethan will see his recently departed wife Mia holding his daughter.
What?
Ethan, come with me. There's something I have to tell you.
Mia? What's going on?
Rose is different. Ethan, you have to fix her.
What the hell is this?
Everyone leaves me. Even Rose. I don't want to.
But what could it be that this ghostly version of Mia needs to tell Ethan? She mentions that Rose feels different and Ethan needs to fix her, then says everyone, including Rose, leaves her. I believe this is Ethan's subconscious mind imagining what she would say if she was still here. Something else to note, in Ethan's diary he will write, "I saw Mia in the fog. What is she doing here? No, she's gone. I have to accept that. But I guess a part of me still can't." Ethan comes across a cluster of graves, in the center being a grave marked as something Beneviento, the first name being completely torn off, apart from the letter A. And something else to mention is that these graves are surrounded by a bunch of mysterious glowing yellow flowers.
Am I losing it? What's going on?
The Beneviento estate. Interestingly, in the concept art for this, it mentions that this was originally going to be a doctor's house, and Donna was going to be the village's doctor, and Angie would have never existed. It also mentions that Donna was going to have an incredibly dark past, where her family threw themselves off the waterfall. Personally, I'm happy with what they chose in the game over this, because we all love a creepy doll, and I think her being like a doll maker is much more interesting. As Ethan enters the estate, notice more of these mysterious glowing yellow flowers surrounding the house. First impression of the house, you can certainly tell it looks like it's been lived in because of the decorations and paintings that can be found. one of them being a painting of a much younger Donna, still with her beloved doll Angie. And here we can see she looks much different to how we saw her at the beginning, because here we can actually see her face. In this next room, Ethan will be greeted by a single doll, eerily standing on the side, and a diagram of this yellow flower we keep seeing. However, there is nothing to read on this. After going through this door, the house starts to look a bit more derelict and a bit more decayed, with torn up wallpaper and scratches in the floors. And there's Angie holding another piece of our daughter. Well, this doesn't look too complicated. Just grab it.
I've been waiting for so long. I'd make a much better daughter than Rose. Please, won't you stay with me forever?
What? Wait, where's my gun?
And yes, all of Ethan's items have been removed from his inventory, and now he's in the most fucked up escape room of his life. And what makes it worse? A dummy on the table with a photo of Ethan's dead wife. This dummy is meant to represent Mia Winters, and this is an attempt to psychologically torment Ethan. While doing a series of steps in this escape room, on the radio we can hear Mia's voice, in which we can assume it's a memory of when she was pregnant with Rose.
She's so energetic, it's crazy.
After doing a few more steps, Ethan gains access to a room with a music box, this being identical to the one in Ethan and Mia's house at the start of the
Why
game.
is this here? Your mama and I love this song so much.
After this, Ethan will do a few more tasks before heading back to the surgery room. However, this painting will move. To me, this painting kind of resembles a pregnant Mia. I think it may be the way the hair is put to the side, and considering the baby themes we keep finding around this estate, I believe this painting again is an attempt to try and torment Ethan.
I can't tell Ethan anything but this. Please, Ethan, listen to me. I didn't want to keep it from you.
Mia?
I didn't want to lose you again. I didn't want to destroy this family.
Mia, what are you talking about?
I love you both so much. I had to. I had to do it.
Now this is interesting. In those 3 times we could hear Mia's voice, she said she can't tell Ethan what just happened, and then the second one is wailing and apologizing to Ethan, and the last one is crying over Rose. We're not sure what she's talking about. I think I may have a slight theory on this, since everything that is happening here seems to be Ethan's biggest fears in his mind. What if Ethan is possibly imagining Mia turning back into the way she was in Resident Evil 7 when she was infected by the mold? And what if Ethan's imagining infected Mia killing their own daughter? That could be why in the last one we hear Mia sobbing over Rose. After this, Ethan will find the secret door and he will find the key that he needs, until he hears a very familiar sound. Notice the dummy is gone, and there's an umbilical cord leading out the door. This terrifying creature is meant to represent a fetus, and I believe this is Ethan's biggest fears, as he has been separated from his daughter for so long, and now Ethan has signed up for the most terrifying game of hide and seek in his life. The creature is also saying words like Dada, and again I imagine this is Ethan imagining Rosemary like this. That's the end of one nightmare, but there's still something waiting for Ethan.
Don't leave. I can't let you.
You're still alive, huh? Before my friends murder you! TikTok! Your life, son, alive.
Wait!
And now, for the first time, we get to hear Dona's voice, and not Angie. But now Ethan has to defeat them both, so he can get one step closer to saving his daughter.
It's over.
And now it's revealed, throughout this entire time, it's never been Angie that's been doing anything. It's been Donna. It's all been a hallucination, and we were always led to think it was Angie. And now that we've defeated Donna, the hallucination has ended.
So that's who was behind all this? That makes two.
After this, Ethan will have a new section in his diary that says, "Those walking nightmares I was having in that house was all the work of Donna, but I admit, I'm still worried about the thing that Mia wouldn't tell me before, and now I will never know what it was. Only 2 tasks left. I swear I'll at least save Rose." Now, there's probably a lot of unanswered questions. First of all, we're still not 100% what that thing was which Mia was hiding from us. And the second thing is, how the hell was she making us see all of these hallucinations? Well, I have the answer. In this cabin here we can find a diary. November 10th. Mistress Donna is now Mother Miranda's adopted daughter. In all my years, I've never been so overjoyed. Ever since childhood, she has always feared others due to the scar across her face. After her parents' death, she locked herself away and would only talk to Angie, the doll her father made her. I am forever thankful to Mother Miranda's infinite compassion. November 27th. Mistress Donna seems happy. It might be my imagination, but I feel like her doll Angie is even more lively than before. She came to me in the garden today and used Angie to talk with me. We had a mighty fine conversation, something about receiving a gift of power from Mother. November 29th. Mistress Donna gave me yellow flowers and told me to plant them in the garden. I planted them in front of Miss Claude's grave. I don't know if it was the scent from the flowers, but I felt lightheaded. Then, like a dream, I saw my departed wife. I mentioned this to Donna, and she seemed thrilled by it. She told me to go to the house tomorrow and see her. She said I could see my family once more. I'm not sure what she meant by that, but she's so kind. Yes, if you did not catch that, he mentioned the flowers made him see his dead wife. Just like what happened to Ethan, Donna was using the power that Mother Miranda gave her to make Ethan imagine everything that happened to him. Now, before we get to the last part of this, I thought I'd mention 2 quick things. First of all, you can actually find the missing piece to Claudia's grave, and you can fill it in to get a piece of treasure. The second thing I wanted to mention is you can actually sell Angie to Duke, where he'll give this exclusive dialogue.
Does this look familiar to you? Please do take a look at my new stock. Ah, Miss Angie. Just adorable. Porcelain dolls are very popular, you know.
Now for the last section of this video. Just like the other 3 lords, in Mother Miranda's study, she has notes on Donna Beneviento, her book having her personal crest on it. Subject name, Donna Beneviento. Condu effect, favorable. Brain function, normal, although several mental illnesses. Physically, she is no different from a regular human. However, she can secrete signals producing substances which controls plants infected by the Mutamycetes. When humans absorb the pollen from a particular flower, she can cause them to have hallucinations. However, she is mentally undeveloped and has divided her conduit among her dolls in order to control them from a distance, an unfit vessel for either. Basically, if you're not in the loop of the Resident Evil Village story, Mother Miranda is trying to find a vessel for her deceased daughter, Eva, and go through each of the lords to find her, and Mother Miranda saw that Donna was vulnerable because of her parents' deaths and her lack of social skills. Mother Miranda used this to manipulate Donna into accepting her gift. However, this was the worst thing for Donna because she was already insecure about the scar across her face, and now the mutation from the Megamyces had given her a disgusting mutation looming from her face, and even the power she was gifted just drove her even deeper insane than she already was, until she was finally put out of her misery by Ethan. And that is Donna's story. Thank you everyone if you watched this far. I really enjoyed making this video. I'm finally going to continue the series of my next video being about Moreau. And if you like this video, I've already got one about Lady Demetrius. Thank you to everyone who watched this far. A like and subscribe would really help out the channel. You guys are awesome. And here's a clip of me getting jump scared by the baby at broad daylight in a party with my friend on my 4th playthrough of the game. Bye, da, da, da. Where is she? Oh, fuck! I've never seen a teleport there before. Oh,